What is up, everybody? MFT, your boy Chachi, Miami Football Talk, coming at you with another video. Making this video in the car. As I said, you know what? Steven just finished doing his show. I was on there talking a little bit, and I said, you know what? I got to jump on. I got to make a video for you guys and keep the conversation going. So definitely, please like and share the video. It helps me out more than what you think. You guys just coming on here, liking the video, gets it out to other people, gets me out there a little more to where I can get more and more subs. I need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers. So guys, help me out if you guys can, definitely. On today's show, I definitely want to be talking about this past game and how we did against the Falcons. How good we were, um, how good the offensive line was. I mean, even though Tua was doing those 7-step drawbacks, and we had the edge rushers definitely coming up and getting pressure to him to where he was stepping up in the pocket and making the throws that he had to. I want everybody to realize the steps and the growth that Tua's made. If you notice, when he was getting any of that pressure, he kept his eyes downfield, stepped up in the pocket instead of running off like he did last year. He stepped up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield. He wasn't looking around to see what everybody was doing or anything like that. He kept his eyes downfield, looking at his receivers, looking at the DBs, and he's saying, okay, this is where it needs to go. Stepped up in the pocket, threw that ball, and it landed where it needed to go. Um, Definitely big improvements by Tua. Definitely big improvements by the offensive line. Uh, so I definitely need to see a little more from the offensive line to say that, hey, we got a good O-line. It's mediocre or it's good enough to play or anything like that. I can't make that judgment call yet. But another thing that we have to talk about is the receiving core. That's a big discussion now. Um, and it's kind of wishy-washy. I think that um, we're doing good. I think that we should keep Grant. I said this on Steve's show this morning. I'm going to put a link down now so you guys can come on in. Hold on here. Let me get over here. What's up, Angry Homie? What's going on, brother? Exactly. The best. What's up, buddy? You're the man. I appreciate you. Availability is the number one in this league. You are absolute right, 100%. Let me put the link down so you guys can come on in and debate with me. Prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Let me put the link in here for you guys. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Copy. I'm doing this off my phone, so it takes me a little bit to be able to do this. There's the link. Jump on, Zachary. Jump on. Let's argue. Tell me. Prove me wrong. You're gonna tell me that Jakeem hasn't shown that already? How long has he been in this league? If he didn't have talent, he wouldn't be in this league. You have to know that this is the NFL. This is not college. So if somebody's on here, hold on. There he is. Z-Man, what's up? There he is.
I love to argue, so
Z-Man, what's up, buddy? What's up?
What's going on?
Let
me tell you, this is my problem with the Jakeem Grant thing. They brought in all these receivers, right? They brought in Foster. They have Merritt now. They brought in who else they brought in? They brought in a lot of guys this offseason. Our problem was who we get cut, right? Out of the the fringe guys. That was the problem. Jakeem Grant shouldn't make this roster. If he makes the roster, that means every receiver that we brought in wasn't good enough. They were not good enough to make the team, and they were not good enough to beat out him. Because at most, all he is he's a really good returner. That's it.
Okay, but now let me rebuttal to that. Now that we're looking at what the Dolphins needs are, right? What we
Mm-hmm.
need are linemen. The fact
Yeah.
that we have receivers and other teams need receivers, and we
Mm-hmm.
have them all. We have proven receivers. You don't think that the fact that the Dolphins kind of schemed this up a little bit? They kept all these receivers. They're not throwing them out yet and waiting to see what other teams want to do. You got to think last year, what happened to our receiving core?
Everybody got hurt.
Everybody got hurt. Now, if we have hurt receivers, who's catching the ball? It doesn't matter how good Tua is.
I,
If
I,
you don't have
I
nobody out there to catch it, it does you no good.
but you keep crack at catch.
But Jakeem Grant is on the field.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? He's on the field. Even if he can't, let's say he never catches a ball again. Okay?
okay.
Let's say he never catches a ball again. At least he gives some type of leeway to the offensive line for a run game because the DBs and the safeties have to cover his speed. They can't let him go up top.
I
So if
agree. I
he's
agree.
running downfield, they have to chase him down. They have to go back there. They have to block him, do something with him. So he's creating some type of distance on the offensive line to be able to give you some run game. You
I
see,
never.
you see what I'm saying?
My problem isn't Jakeem Grant. My problem is there are guys behind him who can fulfill the role that he's already like. Because all he's doing is returner, right? But at the
Yes,
moment, if someone get hurt, he's gonna have to play big, big minutes, and he's gonna have to produce more than what he actually does. He
right.
doesn't produce enough to me to feel comfortable. If you have to squint every time you catch the ball or cringe every time you do something, I don't want that on my team. That isn't
Definitely,
that's just gonna hinder us in the future because most likely one of them guys are gonna get hurt. Someone. So when he comes in, he's not giving us anything that we can feel comfortable with other than speed. And we already have a lot of speed. We have like multiple 4-4 guys on the team right now.
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Big John, what's up, buddy? What you got to say, bro? I know you coming up here with the negativity already.
You get me depressed, bro. Come on. Don't do that to me on a Monday, bro. How are you gonna sit there and advocate for Jakeem Grant being on this team, bro? Listen,
Bro, because
bro.
he's gonna be on the team, bro.
Listen.
Can't do it.
So you're gonna tell me right now that you, with a clear conscience, would let Jakeem Grant make this team, and you would let someone pick up Kurt Merritt? Because if you're gonna tell me that, I'm about to jump out the window.
Could
No,
could you imagine? Could you imagine
no.
Bill Belichick
But
picking up
I
Kurt
want
Okay,
Merritt?
Kurt.
wait.
I want Kurt. I want Merritt on the team. I want Holland on the
Time
team,
out.
and I want Grant. Everybody else, I can carry three less
Time
pennies
out.
about, bro.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Tell me a receiver besides Malcolm Perry that Jakeem Grant is better than on this team.
All of them besides Waddle, Devontae Parker, uh,
Who?
what did I say?
Who?
Waddle, Parker,
He's not.
Fuller,
He's not better. Look. He's
Wilson.
not better than. He's not better than Fuller. He's
No,
not better than DVP. He's
no.
not better than
Oh,
Waddle.
wait a minute. That's debatable because
Who?
the
Better than
DVP
who?
plays 3 games a
No, no,
season,
no, no,
bro.
no, 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 no. Okay. No. He doesn't play 3 games. He gives you a good 9. Okay, but he's gonna miss 8 right off the back. It's in his contract. But listen, he does more in those 8 games than Jakeem Grant does in 17.
Okay,
Now
Facts.
I'm
now
gonna
wait a
ask
minute.
you.
Let me say something. Besides a 50-50 ball, what does Parker do for us?
What are you
He's
talking about?
reliable
You
with
know
his
why?
hands.
You want to know why you haven't been able to see more from Devontae Parker? I'm gonna tell you
He's
why.
never on the
Because
field.
no,
He's
it's
got
not. It's
reliable
not. It's
hands.
not. It's not even that. It's not even that. That may be fact, but that's not the reason. The reason why you don't see more from Devontae Parker is because there was no other speed receiver on the other side. We had two 50-50 guys, okay, and because nobody's running away from anybody, they double team him and they double team Gasecki. This year,
Okay.
you're not going to be able to do that. So Devontae Parker, who's good in one-on-one because he's a big receiver, he's going to be eating all day, bro. Every single day. Because right now, as much as I like Matt Collins is not better than Devontae Parker. And those one-on-ones that Matt Collins was getting on Saturday, they're going to beat Devontae Parker. And that's going to be a mismatch against every second corner in the league. He's going to eat the entire season because they're going to
Okay.
put Will Fuller to be guarded
Okay.
by
So
the
now
other
let
guy.
me ask you a question. The
Ask away.
the number one corner is going to be against who on what receiver?
Will Fuller.
Okay.
Yep.
The number two corner is going to be on who?
DVP.
They're going
Number
to be
three.
on DVP. Wait, time out.
Waddle.
Time out. Time out.
Uh,
Let me finish. They're
my
going
bad.
to
Okay.
be on They're going to be on DVP the first 3 games of the season. When Waddle destroys the third and fourth corner, they're going to be on Waddle. And that's
Okay.
where
So then
DVP is
three
going
will
to
go to
eat.
DVP. So
And
then
that's
three
a
will go to
mismatch
DVP.
every day of the week. And that's a mismatch every day of the week.
Okay.
Every
Now.
single day of the week. Sunday,
Okay.
Monday,
So now you
Tuesday.
have. Wait a minute. So now you have your fourth. Now you have your fourth. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second, Estefan. I'll bring you in here in a second. Now you have your fourth Steve B that's going against who?
Albert Wilson. That's another
Albert
mismatch.
Wilson. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm waiting.
When Grant comes into play, who's covering Grant?
Why would Grant be on the field?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's my question.
Exactly. So let's say Wilson comes off the field. Grant goes in to
Okay.
replace Wilson. Who's
No,
covering
Grant comes
Grant?
up.
Ooh.
No.
They're
Grant
gonna
comes
put
off
in.
the field. Grant comes off the field. Gasecki comes on the field. Grant never makes the field, and that's why there's no reason for him. No, I'm telling you the truth. You got Waddle, you got Fuller, you got DVP, you got Albert Wilson, you got Gasecki, you got Matt Collins. All those guys are gonna play more than Jakeem Grant. Jakeem
Okay.
Grant's gonna get like
Okay.
3 snaps a drive. There's no for $5 million.
Okay.
Listen,
Hear
sign
me
me up.
out. You gotta hear me out. I'm listening to you. You gotta listen to me.
Go
Right?
ahead.
Okay.
Okay,
When
you
Grant
haven't
comes
made
out onto
one
the field,
compelling you haven't made one compelling argument yet to make me say, okay, you got a point. Go ahead, I'm listening to
okay,
you.
you ready for my point? Last year, barely any of the receivers freaking played for the Dolphins, bro, because they were on the sidelines hurt with injuries. There's one. There's one where Grant was on the only one on the field.
I have a
Secondly,
question. I have a
when
question.
Grant comes on
I
the
have a
field,
question.
he's not getting covered by the first DB, the second DB, maybe the third, maybe the fourth. That's who he's getting covered by. That's a
I have
guaranteed mismatch,
you still
no matter
never
what you put on it.
answer this question. You're right. Jakeem Grant played most of the games in the season, right? Because half the receivers that are going to be playing this year weren't on the squad. First of all, they weren't injured; they just weren't here. Albert Wilson was COVID. Will Fuller was fucking up
Wait a minute, wait a
everybody.
minute, wait a minute, wait. Albert Wilson was COVID. He
Yeah, he
missed
was
out the
out because
whole
of COVID.
season, and he was out with
No,
COVID the whole season.
he opted out the whole season. He opted out. He didn't play. He
Okay,
wasn't injured. He didn't play. So Albert Wilson didn't play because of COVID. Okay. Um, Hearns didn't play because of COVID. Will Fuller wasn't on the squad, and Jalen Waddle wasn't drafted. So yes, now that's 4 people who weren't on this team last year for various reasons. Now here's my question: Jakeem Grant was on the field last year. What the fuck did Jakeem Grant do when he
he made
played?
some
What did he do?
catches for us, bro. Listen,
He didn't do shit,
out of 10 catches, he caught 7 of them.
No, he
Out
did
of
not.
10, he caught 7.
bro.
No,
My
he.
grandmother caught 7. Get out of here, bro. He didn't do shit
But
last
your
year.
grandmother doesn't run. But your grandmother doesn't run 4.2, bro.
No, she runs for 1.5.
Can I ask a question? Can
Listen. I'm not saying that Jakeem Grant is not going to be on the team this year. What I'm saying is he's not getting cut. I think that they're going to keep him. Um, maybe
You
restructure
can't.
his
You can't.
contract
You
in
can't.
some way.
You can't.
Listen,
You can't. You can't put him on the practice squad. You can't. He's been in the league too
nobody's
many
talking
seasons,
about
so
him
you
on the
can't
practice
hide him.
squad.
So
Nobody's talking about
okay,
the
if he doesn't
practice
make the
squad.
team, so where does he go then?
Listen, I'm talking
You
about.
so you have him. So you
I
have
think
him
that he
making the
makes.
team.
I think that he makes the team as a
Uh
punt
huh.
returner, as a special team. I think
Okay.
his contract gets redone, restructured.
Okay.
If not, I think that the Dolphins trade him, not cut him. He's too valuable to
Can I
be
tell you
cut.
something? Can
You
I tell you
understand?
something? I understand, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be real with you. As good as he is as a,
That's all I
there
ask
is
for.
not a team. There is not a team alive right now, unless you're Jacksonville, who is going to trade you for Jakeem Grant. They're not going to trade you. You know why? because they know he's going to get cut. They're trying to trade him because they're trying to get something back. Now here's my problem. He's a 5th round pick. They're not going to trade you something higher than a 5th round pick for Jakeem Grant. So
Okay, but
if
he's a
I'm going to trade a
Pro
player,
Bowl. He's a consecutive
you
Pro
guys
Bowl
can
punt
continue to
returner.
say, do you know why he's a continuous Pro Bowler? Because the
Why?
people who were in front of him opted out of the Pro Bowl and they gave it to somebody else. That's like everybody
Really?
saying that.
Okay, so here's some
Yes.
stats for you. Wait a
Listen,
minute.
let me
Here's
answer your
some
question.
stats
Let
for
me
you.
wait. Come on. Let me answer your question.
Okay, hurry
How
up, go,
many?
because I'm gonna give
How
you some
many?
stats.
How many? You can give me all the stats you want. How many times did Rashad Jones make the Pro Bowl?
I don't know.
Okay, he made the Pro Bowl twice. Do you know why Rashad Jones made the Pro Bowl? Because other players opted out of the Pro Bowl and he came in as an alternate. That's what
Okay.
happens with Jakeem Grant. It's not because he's the best returner in the league. It's because other people don't want to play and they give him the spot. So he's a Pro Bowler, but he doesn't play like a Pro Bowler, bro. Let's be
Okay.
legit.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you some stats here. You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Jakeem
I'm
Grant
ready.
right now, and for
Mm-hmm.
the past
Uh-huh.
2 years, has had
Okay.
the record for the most punt return, either punt or uh, kickoff returns, 4 touchdowns, and has broken that
Mm-hmm.
record 2 years in a row consecutively. That means
Okay.
he had the record last year and he broke it. He had the record
Okay.
before that and he broke it. What do you
You're
think he's
talking
gonna do
about
this year?
you're
Didn't he
talking about yards per return.
one putt for a touchdown?
Touchdowns.
Yeah,
How
but
many
Touchdowns.
punt?
it was
Catches
How
the
only
many
ball,
punt?
runs it all the way for a touchdown.
How many punt returns does King Grant have for a touchdown, bro? In the last 2 years,
I,
I thought it
I
was
think right. I think right
he's
now. I
got
think right
two.
now his
He,
six or something.
he's got two.
I
No,
think
no.
it's
In the last
6.
2 years, he has two.
No. I'm gonna
He's
I'm gonna
got two.
give
He
you
got.
that.
No, you can look it
Hold
up.
up.
He had one against the Rams,
yep. I
Uh,
remember that.
and he had one the year before. That was it.
okay. I'm
Now,
gonna show you right now. Hold on.
the only way I would give you the benefit of the doubt is if kickoff returns were still what they used to be back in the day before they moved the line up 10 yards. Now kickoff returns are basically they're non-existent. You'll get one return in 6 kickoffs. It's
Most
not the same thing. He
for me,
doesn't hold the same value
the returners are just there to catch the ball most of the time anyway. Because
because now you can't return it. They made it to where you
yeah,
can't have contact.
by the
You
time
get more returns in arena football.
Okay, first of all, John, when you say "let me tell you something," I need you to say it like Fire Marshal Bill on in living color, bro. That's for one. And why y'all still talking about Jakeem Grant, bro?
No, no,
what
Come
no,
on
no.
now.
This was the conversation. This is the
No,
conversation that was on
I didn't even
when I
know.
came
Yeah,
in.
yeah, no, I know. I didn't even know that he was breaking records, bro. To be honest, I know he ran one back last year. I don't remember him running more than one.
He only ran
Okay,
So
you
what?
backward last
ready? You
year.
ready? You ready? Here we go. Punt
Okay, go
returns.
ahead.
Last year he had 3
3.
What?
kickoffs.
Listen,
He had 2.
listen. You're high. He did not return back 3 punts for touchdowns. And if you want, you can tell me the games, and I'll go look them up. He returned
Hold on, I'm
one
going.
for a
Hold on,
touchdown.
I'm going.
No,
I'm going.
he's
I'm
One.
going.
saying
I'm going.
kickoff
I'll tell you
and
right now.
punt.
Oh,
He didn't return the kickoff last year for a touchdown.
Oh, he just said that. He just said 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown is what Miami football
Yeah,
talk.
in
I'm
his
not saying
career,
that. That's what that. From what I understood, that's what he's saying.
in his
Are we
career
just talking
maybe.
about last year?
No, in
no,
his career maybe, but
his
not
Okay.
His
last year.
career. His career.
Hey, but I don't care about his career. I care about what he did last year, what he's gonna do
Okay,
this year.
last year he had a punt return for a touchdown.
That
yeah.
was it. I know.
88 yards.
Okay, that's fantastic. But let me ask you a question. How many punt returns did he have last year?
I'll tell you right now. Punt returns.
What,
14.
30?
14.
Okay, so he had 14 chances and he had one touchdown as a punt returner
Okay,
and
wait a minute.
one touchdown.
14 punt returns,
Uh-huh.
330 yards.
Okay, my question to you
Bro, that
again.
is a lot, bro.
Okay,
You give the ball to
okay,
somebody
okay,
14,
okay,
14 times, let
okay.
them get 330 yards.
I'm not disputing that. I'm telling you, he had 2 touchdowns last season, one returning and one as a receiver. He had as many touchdowns. He had more drops last year than he did touchdowns. That's one. Okay. 2, he's getting paid $4 million.
I give you that.
He's
I
getting
give you that.
he's getting paid $4 million to
Hey,
return 1
hey,
punt and 1
I just
kickoff
gotta
a
say
season.
something. Miami football talk. The more that we talk about this, I think Jakeem Grant's getting cut.
Look,
Man, bro. The more we
I'm,
talk about
I'm,
it, and you know it, bro.
Listen,
You know
listen,
it, man.
listen. Like I told
I
Big
see it
John.
written all over your face, bro.
Listen,
no,
like I
It's
told Big
funny
I'm
though.
John.
letting
It's
him.
funny though.
I'm, I'm letting
It
him.
is funny though.
I'm letting him give me stats so I can clarify the stats because they're like you have to put them in perspective. Okay, he does good returning. Now we're gonna go to another question. Out of those 336 yards that he got, or whatever the fuck returning, how many of those drives that he did that did we score? Because if you're just moving the ball but we don't score, they're empty yards. They may change
Well,
field
hey,
position,
if the
but they're
Dolphins don't
empty
score on the
yards.
return that he gives them, that has nothing to do with him.
Okay,
That's a
but
whole team thing, not him.
my point is you're paying the guy literally $2.5 million per touchdown.
Right?
That guy is not worth $2.5 million per touchdown. If
You
that's
know
the
what
case,
but
sign
y'all
me
know what
up.
I see? You know what I see that nobody really talks about? It really looks like Waddle's pushing Grant to like be like, damn, this dude's coming in year one and playing like that. Dude, like I could see where the coaches might actually I'm just saying he might get cut, but Jakeem looks like he's up to like the competition, like wanting to like get pushed and compete.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
but
saying he's gonna. I'm not
no,
saying he's gonna
no.
supplant anybody, but just like how you saw, Waddle on the jet sweep, bro. I could see them using Grant on the jet sweep in the return game on special teams. And let me tell you why. The coaches, I'm telling y'all, man, they have to be thinking about what could possibly happen in the season after the year that we had last year and being plagued with injuries, bro. Like, it's better to have somebody like Jakeem on the team and not need him than need him and not have him, bro. And I understand.
Exactly.
I understand that we got
Exactly.
all these wide receivers, bro. But I was even like, kind of like, man, I don't know about Waddle. I don't know if he can hold up all year. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like feel it in my gut, bro. Like, I'm just like, damn. You just go through the history of all these players, bro. Devontae, Preston can't stay healthy. Waddle got hurt last year at the end of the year, bro. I mean, Fuller, he's always hurt, bro. I mean, missing games. I mean, bro,
It's a
like
fragile
you
receiving
have,
team. It's a fragile
you have,
receiving core.
But
yeah, you have to be thinking about it, man. Hard, bro. Hard, man. I know. It's like the more you talk about it, it sounds like the writing's on the wall that Jakeem's gone. But that's where I'm coming from. When I was watching the game Sunday, and I'm thinking like a coach, I'm like, you know what? I could use this
And
guy on
you
the
know
team.
what? And you know what, Estefan? That was everybody that was watching that game that saw Waddle get hurt was like, it knocked the wind right out of them. Every
See, Big
person that
John,
watched
Big
that
John,
game.
Big John, Big John didn't want to hear it, bro. So he dropped out.
No,
Nah,
no,
I'm
no.
just
He's
playing.
back. He's back. He's back.
I know. Yeah, I know, man. That's all. That's the only way I can see this. Like when you look at through a coaching perspective, bro. I mean, damn, dude. Like, oh man, I could see like two of these guys going out in one game, man. And then, you know what I mean? That's when you would benefit by having somebody like him on the team. That's all I'm saying, man.
Absolutely.
That's the
Absolutely.
only way that I see it. That's the only way that I see that Jakeem makes his team, man. Is that a coach step up and say, I gotta have him on the team. I gotta have the depth. I need him.
at
You
that
know
Big
what I
John,
mean?
Big John, you say it all the time. You say it all the time. The number one best thing that a player can have is availability. You say that all the time. Grant is availability. He is there. He's not prone to injuries. He's there. He's ready to play no matter what.
But check this out, though, bro. This is why it's such a good topic because, and I know we were talking about it on the other stream, but the reason why it's such a good topic is because right now, bro, it's almost like a coin flip, bro. Like I could see him
It
not
really
being,
is.
I could see him being. I don't think that there's a case where like it's set in stone, man. I don't think it's an absolute that he's gone, bro.
Absolutely.
I think it's
It's
a
a
coin
toss-up.
flip at this point, bro. I
It's a
really do,
toss-up. I
man.
agree.
before they actually have to cut him though, like because like you said, he has value, but it's just he don't have value to the Dolphins. He probably have value to another team because our problem is our receivers get hurt. So we still gonna need receivers behind them. If we have Jakeem Grant out there, he's not gonna give us anything as a receiver, and that's what really matters at the end of the day.
See, and the crazy part about it is, in these preseason games, he's actually caught balls, bro. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, he actually looks good returning kicks because he's getting pushed by Waddle. Yeah, I could understand where you're saying we're getting pulled, but you are hearing in training camp, bro, that he's fumbling and dropping passes. That's why I'm just like, dude, this is a coin flip. This is really almost like, I don't know, man. Somebody really, really has to step up and supplant themselves ahead of Jakeem.
Exactly.
If they show you
what I don't like is like Kurt. We were talking about Kurt Merritt earlier, but Kurt Merritt wasn't playing with the first team.
Yeah, he should though. I agree with that. I think he should. I think he's showing out in camp a lot. That they should give him some reps with the first team to see what he can do.
Yeah, man. I mean, at least one pass, bro, from Tua to Merritt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, damn, just one.
I'm not saying when I say that the Dolphins are keeping Grant, I'm not saying that Grant is better than everybody else, or he's a better receiver than Merritt, or a better receiver than Perry or Hollins or anything like that. I'm not saying that he's a better receiver than them. What I'm saying is he's available when need be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what Merritt's gonna do the first time he gets hit by a Ray Lewis. You understand what I'm saying? We don't know what Hollins or what Perry. Well, Perry, yeah, kind of, but we don't know that. So the fact that we have a player that can get hit and is like a bull out there, don't matter how many times he gets hit, he gets up and he's ready to play, no matter what. Regardless if you throw the ball 10 times and he only catches it 7. Everybody has a bad game. There's some games where Jakeem doesn't drop a pass. There's some games where he drops 10. It's just what it is. But
I mean, think about it. Think about it. Right now, we have 3 starting wide receivers that we haven't even seen, bro. 3, dog.
And one that hasn't practiced.
Damn, that's like, I mean, damn, bro. Like, holy cow, man. You know, we're getting ready to start, to wrap things up and start the season. And we hadn't seen 3. You know, man, I mean, there's so many possibilities, bro. Like welcome to being a Dolphins fan, y'all. You know what I mean? Bro. Like, for real, bro.
Your Jakeem Grant take was so bad, my internet kicked me off, bro. That's how bad that shit was. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. He said Jakeem Grant and my fucking internet just shitted. Right?
No. See, I was like you, Big John. I was ready for him to be gone, bro. But I'm telling you, when somebody's doing it in front of you against competition, those coaches are like, damn, you know what I mean? It makes it really hard. Look at Aguavin, bro. Aguavin had like 7 solo and 4 sacks. And I'm telling you, it really changes a coach's mind when you see them doing it directly against competition from another team.
Exactly. I agree. And then you're talking about a vet too, like he knows the NFL.
Listen. I agree with you guys on what you're saying, but the problem is that this isn't the first time that Jakeem Grant does it. Jakeem Grant is a practice warrior. Nobody runs better routes than Jakeem Grant in practice. Nobody catches more passes than Jakeem Grant in practice. That guy must have what is it called, motion sickness or some shit when Sunday comes around, because he does everything in practice, but it never translates to the game. This is like Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a great player, right? Me and Estefan watch basketball. I could tell you right now that Jimmy Butler, you can ask Estefan, he doesn't shoot good from the outside, right? Now, Jimmy Butler will hit 43s in practice and go 2 for 9 in the game. He does it. He hits 43s. I saw a video, and he can't make them in the game. So I don't care how many passes you catch in practice. I need you to catch the ball when it counts. And the problem is he doesn't do it. So that's my only issue with Jakeem Grant. If you can catch the football, I wouldn't have a problem. But we have three players in Jalen Waddle, Malcolm Perry. You have another one in Lynn Bowden. You got another one in Kurt Merritt, who they can do the same wide receiver fucking end around that he does. That's all that he does for you. If he would do more for $4 million, I would have him on the team. But there's no way I'm going to give up on the potential or the opportunity of not letting Kurt Merritt play over Jakeem Grant. You already know what you have in Jakeem Grant. He
All
doesn't.
I gotta say
I
is,
don't. This
don't
is
go
what
to
I'm
the
saying though.
dealership.
I don't.
Don't go to the
Go ahead.
dealership with Big John, bro, because you're gonna buy that car at sell price, bro. He ain't gonna negotiate. He's just like, bam, we're buying it. You know what I mean?
It's
So
it's not
I'm
even
joking,
about it's
bro.
not even it's
I'm
look it's
joking,
not
bro.
even about negotiating. I saw what Jakeem Grant did. How come Jakeem Grant last year when he played, okay, he didn't do anything. Jakeem Grant had, like I said, he had more
I hear you,
drop
bro.
than touchdown
I
passes.
feel you, bro. I'm the same. I feel the same way. I'm
It's
just
not
telling
even
you.
about. I don't have a problem with
Uh,
Jakeem Grant the person. I don't even care
I,
that he runs like to me. Look, to me it doesn't matter. I'd rather you run 6'5" instead of running a 4.2. Run a 6'5" and catch the fucking ball
right. See,
because
look,
running 4.2 is irrelevant.
and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And and if I'm wrong, who gives a shit, right? But right now, I'm coming more from a perspective of like, if Flores is seeing this as the coach, bro, like if you're the coach, you have to be considering bringing him back. That's what. And on top of that, I don't know why, bro. It's a gut feeling. I feel it in my gut, bro, that I think that this dude's gonna make the team, man.
Let
I
me
don't
ask
know
you a
why,
So
question.
but I
I do
Let me
too.
ask you a question. Do you really think if they really wanted him back, he'd be on the trade block? Considering the fact that you have other receivers like Devontae Parker, who if you trade him, you're liable to get a higher pick. If you were going to trade DVP, I get it. I would rather trade DVP than trade Grant just on what you're going to get in return.
Okay,
And
but
and
what do you
and
know? What do you know what the Dolphins are doing? We don't know. Maybe the
we're not
Dolphins are
talking about
keeping
what
Grant
we
for
we're
that
not we're
exact
not
same
but see
reason.
but see this conversation isn't what we know. It's what we think from what we see. I've been watching the King Grant since he got to the Dolphins. The guy's done nothing to make me say that guy's a player. Every single time that I get Madden, the first thing I do is trade away Jakeem Grant and a hell of a lot better. I'm just telling you, it is what it
I would
is.
say, I
He
would say, I
hasn't
would
done.
say, I would say you have a point. Um, there needs to be a trade partner, bro. I think that's a really good point, man. What you just brought up, man. The fact that that you've heard that he is on the trade block, bro. I think you got to take that into consideration
If you
because
really
how
want him
many
on the
times do
team,
you
why would you
hear,
trade him?
Trade for him.
huh?
Who's really gonna trade for him? Like if you
That's what
know,
I'm saying.
See, but
Nobody
that
is.
it's
that's why
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a
what you're
minute.
starting to see, which is,
What do
even
you?
if he's on the trade block, man,
Wait a minute.
you
Wait a
could
minute. What do
back
you
out of
mean?
it.
What do you mean? Who would trade for Grant? Does not
who would trade?
every team want a spectacular punt returner?
Let me ask you a question before anybody
I
answers.
mean, it's
Yes,
not.
they yes, wait. Yes, they do.
Yes, of course.
But the problem is that unfortunately kickoffs, you don't return as many ever since they moved up the line 10 yards. You get more touchbacks than you do returns. Look, I'll give you two returners that are better than Jakeem Grant. Look, you know who the best returner in football is? Corey Patterson, but he returns 108 yards. He will literally get the ball from the fucking end line in the back of the end zone and return it. 95% of the kickoffs end in touchbacks. So that part of Jakeem Grant's game you don't see. So you're only going to pay him $4 million to return 14 punts a season? I'm not going to pay
Not
you that.
necessarily. Not necessarily. You have to think of the team that you're playing against. If your team, if you have a defense that's a three and out defense every down,
That's why you
think
have.
about where
That's
that
why
ball's
you.
gonna land when they're punting it.
Let me ask you a question. Right now, if we're being realistic, who scares you more? If they punt the ball to Jalen Waddle or they punt the ball to Jakeem Grant, who
You know
scares
what?
you?
That's not
To be
even a
honest with
question,
you,
bro.
to be honest with
It's
you,
Waddle, of course.
No,
to
I'm
be honest,
asking him
no,
the
no, no,
question
no.
because he's going to give me a different answer.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Jakeem Grant. And the only
Are you
reason, listen. The only reason I say that is
okay?
because Jakeem Grant has been in the NFL more. If Waddle was in the NFL, let's say 2 3 years, then I would say Waddle. But
Let me
he
tell
isn't.
you.
This
Let
is
me
his
tell
first
you.
year. He's a
Let me
rookie.
that doesn't. It doesn't matter. Let me explain to you why it
It
doesn't
does. That
matter.
makes a big difference.
No. It
Yes,
doesn't
it does
matter for
because
one.
yes, it does
Let
because
me
you get to scope out what gaps you can run through in the NFL to
let
what
me
you can't run through or what the gaps
let
you can
me
run through in college to where you can't run through that in the
let
NFL.
me let me
Can I say
listen.
something real
If
quick? Look real quick. Mommy, football, bro. I can't go down that route with you, bro, because my comparison of them when they're returning kicks is like when you're playing basketball, bro, and then you're trying to defend one of those leapers, bro, like those guys that are just gonna jump over you. There's no point, bro. You can't even jump with them, and if they
li-
get close to the rim, you're screwed. It's like when you're playing one on one when you're actually playing against somebody that can jump, bro. There's nothing you can do, bro. He's always gonna out jump you, bro. You know what I mean? So you might as well
Yep.
just not let him drive to the basket. That's the way I see
Well,
listen,
Waddle, bro. Like I, I
listen.
just I think he's on a whole nother level from Jakeem, man.
Jalen Waddle. If
when
Jakeem Grant,
Waddle can prove that he runs the ball better than Grant, then my decision will change. But from right now to right now, he hasn't proven that, and you can't argue that with me. He hasn't proven
what
that.
do you? Okay, you're saying that based on his career, and I'm understanding you. If Jalen Waddle wasn't if Jalen Waddle wasn't drafted by the Dolphins, and they would have taken Penei Sewell, I understand Jakeem Grant being on this team as a returner. Okay, what Jalen Waddle does, you can't teach, bro. That's instinct. When he runs 4.27 forwards and 4.27 sideways, it's not fair. It's not. Go look at Jalen Waddle's tape. I've never seen Jakeem Grant catch a 7 yard in route and split four guys in a straight line, and these niggas dive at air. You just can't teach that. So
I
when you
agree.
have the guy running, look, what did he do to the guy from Chicago? The guy lost his ankles, he lost his jock strap, he lost his shoe.
His cleats went back to
He
Chicago without
he
him, bro.
he he was running at him full speed by himself. Jalen Waddle did one of these shits, and the guy flew in that direction, and he went the other way. You can't teach that. That kind of instinct that he has, that the kind of twitch that Jalen Waddle has, you don't have that in every receiver, bro. The
No, I
Dolphins
agree with you.
stole the draft when they took Jalen Waddle. Jalen
I agree
Waddle
with you
is
100%.
look. If Steve Smith Senior and Tyreek Hill had a baby, it's Jalen Waddle. That's what it is. Jalen Waddle plays with the same anger. He plays angry like Steve Smith, and he's as fast as Tyreek Hill. That's the difference between, like right now, Steve Smith wasn't a high draft pick. If
Right.
we went back in the draft, where do you think Steve Smith would have been picked? And I'm gonna ask you another question, and I want you to answer it. If they told the Dolphins, we'll give us 2 first-round picks, and we'll give you Tyreek Hill, everybody in Miami would have taken that trade. Everybody, because of what Tyreek Hill does to a defense. Wherever he stands, everybody is shitting bricks. You're talking about, oh, every time we're going to pass the ball, we have space. Yeah, because every time Jalen Waddle stands in front of a defender, the guy is crapping himself 7 yards by. He's back 7 yards. And by the time he blinks, Jalen Waddle passed him. Jakeem Grant can't do that, bro. Jakeem Grant doesn't scare me, bro, at all, in any sense of the word. Lynn Bowden scares me more after the catch than Jakeem Grant because Jakeem Grant has to catch the ball first. That's his problem. He can't catch, bro. Look,
Okay.
Jakeem Grant is the guy from what was the movie with Keanu Reeves? The Replacements. You see the black guy that has all that glue on his hands? That's Jakeem Grant, bro. It is what it is.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Who are the receivers that Miami are going to keep? How many
They're
and
gonna
who?
keep. I think they keep 8 receivers, and I'll tell you why. I think they're gonna keep 8 receivers because after watching the way the running game is going, they're running without a fullback. I don't see Miami keeping a fullback. I wouldn't keep a fullback because if you're gonna run from an I formation and you can throw Christian Wilkins back there to block, I'll take Christian Wilkins to block as a fullback on a 4th and goal any day of the week over putting a fullback out there. So if it was me, I would keep Waddle, I would keep Fuller, I would keep DVP, I would keep Albert Wilson, Kurt Merritt, Lim Bowden. That's already 6 receivers. okay, and whoever else you want to put in there.
So
But
let me
I'm
ask
not
you a
gonna
question. So let me ask you a question. You would
Mhm.
keep Bowden
seven to
over
eight
Merritt?
receivers.
You
I'll
would keep
keep 8.
Bowden over
No,
Merritt?
no, Bowden, no, Merritt
I
is
don't think I
one.
heard you say Mac Hollins.
I didn't, but because Mac Hollins to me is already a given. But Mac Hollins and Kurt Merritt, those are the
Okay,
8 I
so
would
now
take.
you're at 7.
No, 8. Mac Hollins, Kurt Merritt, Lynn Bowden, Fuller, Waddle, DVP. How many is that? 7? What
That's
you,
Preston,
6.
did you guys?
That's 6. Then you got
6.
Preston, Parker,
Fuller,
Wilson.
Parker,
That
That's
doesn't
Parker.
include
9.
Albert Wilson, bro.
That's 9.
That's what I'm saying. So you take the 8 receivers you take are the top 4, which is Waddle, Fuller, DVP, and Wilson. Those are the
Right.
top 4.
4.
Okay. After you take those 4, you take Bowden, you take Merritt, you take Collins, and you take Preston Williams. That's 8,
That's 8.
and they're all better
That's
than
8.
Jakeem Grant. Yeah,
that's how I do it too. I'll take 8. You got
because
Okay.
even Preston, and you know what's funny? Preston Williams is injured, but Preston Williams, for his size, is faster and more. He's a mismatch, bro. The
Okay, so
only
let me
thing
ask
I
you
would
a
do
question. Let me ask you a
that they're not.
question.
Go
Since
ahead.
since Waddle ain't gonna be on the team, right? Since Waddle's
Okay.
not gonna be on the, or I'm sorry, Grant. Since Grant isn't
Okay.
gonna be on the team, let's say Waddle gets hurt doing a punt return or a kickoff return or just being a receiver. Let's say he gets hurt
Okay.
for whatever freaking reason, right?
Okay.
Now you have
Okay.
who in the backfield? You have Perry, Malcolm Perry that returns, right?
Okay.
you got Noah.
And who else?
You
Noah.
got. What do you mean? You have Albert Wilson.
You're gonna have another receiver returning
That's
also.
that's that's what he
Really,
does. That's what
really.
Albert Wilson does. Albert
Okay.
Wilson came to us as a punt return / receiver. He can return punts all day. So it doesn't matter. That's why I'm saying you don't need Jakeem Grant. You got 3 guys that can return punts. You got Noah. Malcolm Perry's not going to make the
No,
team. You
I
got
wouldn't play Noah. I wouldn't put Noah as a punt returner. Absolutely not.
What?
Noah.
You leave his ass on the
No,
defense where he belongs.
He's not playing
no,
corner.
Noah's
See
not playing defense.
Noah's not doing.
That's what I don't like about what one of this return this special teams like guys that they're using, the lineup that they have. I don't like it because I see, dude. I would like them to use Ahmed possibly if they could. You know what I mean? I mean, he's fast, bro. Like you got to use whatever resources that you have so you can cut this roster down if you're gonna move on from Jakeem. Dude, I'm okay if you use Ahmed, bro. You know what I mean? Somebody else that's
I
got speed, bro.
there's something that you guys aren't paying attention to, and it's not that. It's the ability and the know-how and the consistency of catching a punt when it's coming down at you from 80 feet in the air and you have to catch it. And I don't think that Ahmed
No,
is
no,
used to
no,
catching a ball that high coming down on
No,
you, bro. It's not
no.
no.
something that you just learn.
I'm just saying. I haven't heard anybody else, bro, besides those 3. You just have Grant, Waddle, and Iggy, bro. I'm just saying. I
No,
would like to hear
they've
other
they've
names besides
they've
them.
even they've even said Holland was back there before.
They
I'll
trying
take Holland to if Holland. I'll take Holland. You guys make it seem like returning punts and kickoffs.
It's not that big of a deal. I think you're.
John, you went to mute, bro.
It can be because of the fact that you have to know when to. It's because of all the looks that you get. You have to know when to fair catch, bro. You have to know when to run. You have
Grant,
to know if you even have the room. You have to have the instincts for fielding that kick, though. It's not everybody can do it.
Estefan.
That's what I just said. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that. That's why you don't hear Ahmed back there. He doesn't have
I
those
agree with you.
instincts.
I agree with you.
Now I'm
Big
gonna answer
John.
your
I agree
question.
with you.
You know who else can return? You know who else return punts? Kurt Merritt.
Right.
Kurt
No,
Merritt did it
I
in
mean,
college.
but what I'm saying is you're just focusing on the fact that I said Ahmed. I'm just saying that, like, I would like them to think outside the box, the coaches, because all I'm hearing is those 3 names on returns, bro.
But
And
I think
if
the only reason
we're here
that
talking about, okay, like even if you are going to move on from Jakeem, and maybe he's just, he's what they're doing right now is they're putting on the show for the trade, bro, so that he has value, so they're displaying him, right, so that people can come in and want to purchase this guy from us. Well, I mean, you still got to give reps to other guys that you want to use during the season. And so, like,
okay.
I don't know if I'm comfortable with Iggy being that guy, bro. Like,
I
I
don't.
mean, is he
I am
is he
not
really
comfortable
that
with it.
fast?
I am not comfortable
Is
with
it?
that at all.
But I just gave you the answer. If you're not going to use Waddle, and Grant's not going to be here, you got two choices. You got
Lynn
Albert
Bowden?
Wilson. You got three choices. That's my point. You're making my argument even better. You have Lynn Bowden, you have Albert Wilson, and you have Kurt Merritt. All
Right,
three have returned kickoffs and punt returns in college. They've all done it. They're all used to it. The reason
right.
why you don't hear Ahmed is because they're not used to that kind of play. Is the only reason I would think. Okay,
Well,
they're
I
not used
agree.
to that
I
kind
agree
of a
with
thing.
that, but you keep going back to Ahmed. What I'm saying is, I don't understand why they are not using more than those core three, bro. Because I've been actually saying, why the hell isn't Lynn Bowden back there, bro? You know what I mean? Why isn't Albert
Do you
Wilson?
want me to tell you?
He's
Do you want me to
hurt.
tell you why? You want me to tell you why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, what they're looking for is to put the best players on the field. And unfortunately, what people don't understand is that the only player that the Dolphins have in the punt return game that makes you shit bricks when the ball's in the air, his name is Jalen
Waddle.
Waddle.
Yeah, I
It is
understand that.
what it is. And that's the only reason. So why Lynn Bowden may fair catch it or may go back there, but the only person who they're gonna kick away from, okay, and try to kick it out of bounds, and they may even give you better field position, is Jalen Waddle. That's why everybody tells me, "Oh, I don't want him to return punts." They're not gonna kick it at him. There's a good possibility they're not gonna kick it at him. They're gonna kick it out of bounds because they do not want him to catch the ball. When Jalen Waddle gets the ball in his hands and he has all free reign to move, it's oh shit. And they don't want that. That's the problem. That's why I want him to return kicks because I know they're going to kick the ball out of bounds. And if they do kick it to him, you're shit out of luck because
All
he
right.
can
So
shake you out of your underwear.
what good does that do for you if they're kicking out of bounds?
It's going to give you better field position because you're not going to have to return the ball. You know how hard it is to kick the ball to a corner and not kick it out of bounds or kick it wrong.
Okay. So if they
Punting
kick,
a football, we make it seem like punting a football, everybody can do it.
no, no, no,
Not
no,
all of
no.
us can. Punting
Okay.
the football straight is one thing.
So if the ball goes out at the 1 yard line, where does the ball go out? Where do you get the ball at?
Oh, you get the ball at the one, but the odds of you
So
kicking a
what
ball
good
and
does
confident.
that do for you? That ball going out of bounds?
What?
Nothing.
I'm ready for you. Hold on, bro.
It's just really not really a high chance that really happens. Last year when during the Buffalo game when he pinned us at the half-yard line, I don't think anyone was really expected that. That's just more like, man, that's just an amazing kid. Like there's nothing you really can do about that. And I don't think
But that's exactly what I'm saying. What good
that
does it do for you if that ball's going out on the 1 yard line? That doesn't do you no
My
good.
question to you, the better question is how many times is the punter going to be able to angle it out at the one? That happens one out of every 40 kicks. That's not going to happen as often as you can think. If that fucking happens all the time, bro, they're going to be cheering for joy. But the odds of
Wasn't
you kicking it out at the
wasn't it the
one is not going
Patriots?
to
Wasn't
happen.
it the Patriots kicker or something like that that kept hitting that ball on that 1 yard line?
that's an
Okay,
elite.
but how many? Okay, but how many are we playing the Patriots 16 times? Are we playing the
No, but
Patriots
we play
twice?
them twice.
No, but I'm just saying.
No, we play them
If we're
twice.
playing, if okay, but so that means that every kick the guy does, he's gonna kick it out of bounds at the one.
No,
First of all,
maybe you never
if
know.
they're at the 10, first of all, if they're at the fucking 10-yard line and they're punting the ball to us because we stopped them, the guy's got to kick the ball 90 yards
Yeah, that
at
ain't
the
gonna happen.
one.
Yeah, that ain't gonna
Exactly.
happen.
So right there, your argument doesn't hold water. Like that's what I'm saying. The odds of that happening are 1 in 300 more. But I'm just giving you a number.
I just think
It's not gonna happen.
we're over glorifying the returner. Like he doesn't.
But that's the problem. You know why they over glorify it and they're so worried? Every Dolphin fan because he got injured on a return. But what they're not understanding is that he got injured on a play that would never happen in the NFL. He got injured returning a punt from the fucking 108-yard line. He caught the ball in the back of the end zone where he had no business coming out, and he got injured. If he does that in the NFL, Flores will bench his ass. So he's not going to do that. That's why that would never happen in the NFL. They're not going to let you kick the ball, get the ball at the fucking end line, and run out of the end zone. They're gonna bench you for that. So that's why that play is a fluke play. And I keep telling everybody that was one bad play against Tennessee that even he said he shouldn't have brought it out of the end zone. He never got injured on a punt return in his life, ever. So that whole fear is not going to happen because he's not returning kickoffs. He's returning punts. So this is not the 1990s where you can kill someone. You can't touch them nowadays. That's why I have no problem. The NFL has become flag football. You can't touch a receiver. You can't touch a quarterback. You can't land on them. You can't swear. You can't cuss out his mom. Everything is a problem.
No, you can barely whisper in their ear.
Okay, so my question is, you have a guy who runs 4.27 sideways, 4.27 forwards, and you can't touch him, literally. So that's my thing. You don't even have as many people that are allowed to come after the kick returner like before. On kickoffs, you're not allowed to have all these blockades. Like, the collisions are different. So you're not, the chances of getting injured on a punt return, they're a lot lower than everybody thinks. You get injured on a punt return when you try not to get injured on a punt return.
I'm still
It's like when you're
pissed when Preston got injured on that punt return. I don't know what he was doing back there. The Dolphins just got trying stuff all the time.
But you're talking about a person who never returned punts in college. That's what I know.
Look, Cap just said, yo, Big O just had Omar on the show. He's all over the place with Grant, shaking my head. Grant has become the wild card.
And I don't even know how
because you know why? Because it's true, bro. It's true. It's one of those things where it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you get rid of him and he has a fantastic season, it's like, oh shit, we shouldn't have done it. If you don't get rid of him and we keep
but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. How many opportunities, how many seasons do we have to have him fail before we say, okay, well, we have a better player? Because right now, let's say everybody gets injured. And you have to go into it. Listen.
He failed. Last season.
What do you mean?
Last season.
What do you mean?
To me,
what has he done?
Season where Grant really failed.
What do you mean? Last season was the season where he had the most catches in his career. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
He was the only receiver there, but there was also
what I'm saying is
the most drops.
What I'm saying is last season was his most productive season ever, and we still think it was bad. He had 36 receptions for like 400 yards, I think. That was his most productive season. If you look at Jakeem Grant, he's been in the league for like 5 years, and he's got like 40 total catches for like 600 yards in his career. Not one season, not two, not three, in his career, in his entirety. So my thing is, right now, here's a question for you. Let's say everybody gets injured. You have to put receivers in the game. You have Mac Hollins. You have Albert Wilson. Everybody else is injured. And you have to pick between Jakeem Grant and Kurt Merritt. Who do you think is a better receiver?
Kurt Merritt. Easy.
Kurt Merritt. Kurt Merritt got 3 catches last year. 3 catches last game. I think he caught the ball 3 times for like 60 yards and a touchdown.
60 yards, yeah, 66.
That same pass that he threw to Kurt Merritt, if you throw it to Jakeem Grant, it's incomplete. Because he's not 6'1", he's 5'7". No, he's 5'7". It's got nothing to do with his hands. It's just that the cornerback would have been able to recover, and he's taller than him. You can't throw Jakeem Grant a fade pattern in the end zone. So that's what I'm saying.
It's only good for drags, and he don't catch those sometimes.
But what I'm saying is, with the team you have on the field, the guys that are going to be running the drags in this offense are Albert Wilson and Jalen Waddle, which leaves no space for him. That's what I'm saying next year. When we don't have Gesicki, everybody's going to go crazy. Listen, I don't care what Pete tells me. I'm not paying Mike Gesicki $11 million if you cannot block. You need to be able to block for one reason. For one reason, you need to block so when you're on the field and you play fake, they don't know that it's a pass. Because what happens is with Gesicki on the field, it's showing your hand. They already know when he's on the field, you're going to pass the ball or run to one side. So the defense already knows where the ball's going to go.
I'm glad you brought that up, because here's another question for you. Do you think Miami is going to keep 4 tight ends? Because they like to run the double tight end set.
I guess I'm the only one who sees things from a different perspective.
Now, if they keep 4 tight ends, if your answer to that is yes, and they keep 4 tight ends, one receiver has to go.
I don't think, first of all, I don't think they're going to keep 4 tight ends. They're going to keep 3.
And who are
They're
the
gonna
three?
keep the.
Shaheen, Gasecki, and Long.
Yes. I don't know who's better between who's the one who dropped the pass the other day when Tua threw the ball against Chicago. Was that Shaheem or was that the other guy?
That was Shaheen.
That was
Who's the
Shaheen.
one who dropped? Who's the one who didn't catch the touchdown pass or didn't go
Oh,
for the ball in the end zone?
that was
That
Shaheen
was
too.
Shaheem, right? Shaheem's go. If it was me, Shaheem doesn't make the team. To me, it's
Yeah, but
Smite.
wait a minute. But Shaheen
And
has had other huge plays.
that's great. But right now, we're not talking about other. We're talking about present day team building. This 53-man
No, but
roster,
what I'm
not.
saying is, in those same games where he dropped those passes, he's had huge plays. Huge plays.
I don't know. Look, to me, I'm gonna be sincere. If it was me, Shaheem and the other guy, what's his name? Shaheem and who?
Mike.
Shaheem and Smite. If it was
Like,
me, those two guys wouldn't make the team as a tight end. If it was me, I would make Matt Hollins a tight end, have him make the team as a tight end. He can block like a tight end, have him play as one tight end, have Gasecki play out of the other, maximize your speed, and that would be a better offense. I'd have Gasecki, Hunter Long, and Mac Hollins. That's who I would keep as a tight end, and then you can keep another receiver or running back in that place. That's what I would do. I would even put. I would literally have Shaheem as a tight end, get Lynn Bowden, put him as a running back, and keep another receiver or another offensive lineman. I would not keep those two guys because Mac Hollins can block just like them. He's a better receiver. He's faster, and he's a mismatch all day, every day. If you got Mac Hollins and Mike Gesicki on the field at the same time, and then you got Waddle, Fuller, and DVP, good luck trying to play defense. I don't know what you're gonna do, but good luck. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Because Hunter Long is just as good. The only problem is Mac Hollins is faster.
That's
And
true.
we already know Mac Hollins got hands,
makes
bro.
sense.
He's been catching everything.
Makes. Go ahead, Z.
Oh, I was just
You
saying
ready?
that's probably how I would do it. They just gotta get creative with the depth chart. Like they have all these versatile players. Like I don't understand why we're making like a mountain out of a molehill. They only need to carry, like you said, 3 tight ends because Matt Hollins can play tight end and Lynn Bowden can play running back. So I don't really. It's not really that big of a deal to have technically 8 receivers, but it's not really 8. It's more like what 6.
No, and I agree too because Coach Flo likes the versatile players. He doesn't like them to stick to just one position. He likes them to be able to be moved along the field everywhere. So I agree with that. But however, I don't think that that's what they're gonna do. I think the reason they have Shaheen in there a lot is because they're trying to see if Shaheem is worth it to get rid of Smite.
Yeah, I agree. I don't
I
think they.
agree with you, but at the end of the day, those two guys are not gonna play. Because if they're gonna go 2 tight ends and you want to maximize your offense with the real team on the field, you're gonna have Gasecki on one side, you're gonna have Smite on the other, or Hunter Long, and those are the two most versatile tight ends that you're gonna have on the field and maximize the speed unless you put Mac Hollins at that position. So, and the reason why I would put Mac Hollins at tight end is so you don't have to take one of these dynamic receivers off the field. Because if you bring in Mac Hollins, you got to take one of those dudes off the field. I'm not going to trade Mac Hollins for DVP. I'd rather have them both on the field. I'm going. That's where I'm coming
Agreed.
from. The
Agreed.
more speed you have on the field, the more mismatches you're going to get. And
Very
everybody
true.
doesn't know what I'm going to say right now. Y'all get ready because Tua might win the MVP. Tua, all he's going to do is play one-on-one. They're going to have to play cover 2. It's going to be one-on-one with the linebacker or one-on-one for Albert Wilson or one-on-one for Mike Gesicki or
I agree with
DVP.
you. I agree with you. But listen,
And that's what every time
let's get some
Tua goes
final thoughts.
one-on-one, he keeps it up.
Let's get some final thoughts here. I just wanted to come on and have a good discussion because the discussion was going on Steven's channel, and I just wanted to keep it going because it was cut kind of short a little bit there. So let's get some final thoughts on what you think is coming up for this week here. Go ahead, Z.
Merritt's gonna have a 100-yard game on against, and he's gonna make the team.
Who's going to have a 100-yard game?
Kurt Merritt. Mark it down.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
That's
I agree with that. I
110%.
cannot disagree with that.
Team.
That's what you're
I
going to see,
cannot
bro. You're
disagree
going
with
to
that.
Jakeem Grant gets cut or Jakeem Grant gets traded. If we end up keeping Jakeem Grant and somebody ends up taking Lim Bowden or taking Kurt Merritt off the practice squad, everybody here who wanted Jakeem Grant to return punts is going to be kicking themselves in the nuts, and we're going to have to hear it all season. And I'm going to go, what did I tell you every single time they bring it up? He's
Yep.
not a receiver, bro. I'd rather lose Jakeem Grant to any team in the NFL than lose Kurt Merritt or lose Lim Bowden. It is what it is.
Those guys have way more talent than Jakeem Grant. Like, at the end of the day, you're trying to get your best 53, right? Why would you waste one spot on a guy who obviously doesn't give you as much as he could as a receiver like the other guys could? That's just going against your whole philosophy is trying to get the best 53.
It's just that the problem is, if it was any other season, I understand. But like I just told you, there are four receivers who came onto the squad who weren't on the team last year because they just weren't either they weren't drafted, it was either COVID, they weren't drafted, or they weren't on the team. So nobody expected the Dolphins to get Waddle except for me, maybe some of you guys. Nobody thought that Albert Wilson was going to come back. But the good thing is because he went out last year with COVID, because he didn't play and he opted out, his contract would have been over last season. But since he didn't play, it got brought over one more year. So last year didn't count against his contract. So you didn't play, you're still in the contract. This year he wouldn't be on the team, and I could see Jakeem Grant being on the Dolphins. But since Albert Wilson is here, he's expendable. And he's got the best repertoire with Tua outside of Waddle. Albert Wilson is torching everybody, bro.
Yeah. But Z, I appreciate your comment, bro. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us and letting
Hey
me
man,
know your thoughts on what you think, bro.
thanks man
Thank you for
for
showing
having me.
love and passing by. Much love to you from the Miami Football Talk channel, brother.
Are you gonna be on Larry's stream later?
More than likely.
Okay, I see it. I see you out there. We can keep the G Grad talk going later.
All right, brother.
Yeah,
You
we
be
all,
safe,
we all
bro.
like to go. We all like to go and spit shine Larry's head. You know.
John, give me some final
Yeah,
thoughts,
bro.
bro. Stay away from the Jakeem. Just give me some final
No,
thoughts.
no, 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 no. It's not even about that, man. Let's see what they do. I think they're gonna open up the offense a lot more in week one than what we've seen. Let's see what they do as far as offensive linemen. I think they might bring another guy in once they do cuts, and see if they can shore up the offensive line. I think our defense is just set. They're just gonna rip people apart. People don't even understand what's the Dolphins have four number one corners, bro. You have Needham, you have Coleman, you have
Back
Byron
and
Jones,
Byron.
and you have X, bro. So the no-fly zone don't throw it over here. So I think that this week I'm gonna go as far as we might even lose the game, but I don't care.
That's okay.
We're not
I
gonna
don't care.
play.
I
We're
don't
not
care
gonna
about preseason. I
we're
don't
not
care
gonna
about
play
preseason.
anybody. But I am gonna tell you, I saw the Philadelphia game, and Philadelphia was getting through the Patriots' first offensive line like it was Swiss cheese, bro. They were getting after Cam, and Cam had to run for his life, like on 7 different plays. So he's gonna be seeing a lot of Jalen Phillips. He's gonna get pissed off in week one
Hey, you
if
know
they
what?
don't
I want
block.
to bring something up to you. You remember when we were talking about Jalen Phillips and how, as an edge, he still can stop the run? He
Yeah,
was doing that in this game. Did you not see it?
yeah, I did,
You
and
see, I told you
he
that.
he he did, but that doesn't mean that his main job is going to be to set the edge. His main job that's going to be something that Agba does and AVG do. They're going to be the ones setting the edge for the most part. His job is going to be see quarterback, kill quarterback. That's his main objective this season. If he can translate into also setting the edge, that's a bonus. But that's not his main job description. His job description is you see Josh Allen, put him on his ass. That's going to be what he's here for.
I agree. I agree. But hey, Big John, thank you for coming on, brother, and showing your support, bro. Much love to you,
Dale,
man.
bro. I'll
Got it,
talk to you
bro. Be
later, buddy.
safe.
All right.
All right, guys. So, some final thoughts for you. I think the Dolphins are gonna do great this season. I know that you guys all agree. I know that this preseason game that just passed really showed what the Dolphins were are going to do this season. I think this was their dress up rehearsal on what we are to expect from them this year. I thank everybody for coming out and showing love to the channel, hitting the like button, sharing all that good stuff. I get all those notifications. If you haven't hit that like button, I'm mad at you. You're a bust. I'm just kidding. But thanks for coming on. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing love. Until next time, brother. Peace.